It's time to find your nerd in shining armor.
Hello, everybody. My name's Craig.
I'm Brian.
I'm Burke.
And I'm Michelle.
And this is Get Dunked On, the podcast.
Get dunked on. Excellent. Thank you,
Just
Burke.
going off the Phil Collins again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
I was so shocked when you didn't do it, Brian.
I really considered it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to be professional because you're not. I'm not either. We're in.
So I had something kind of funny that I was thinking about the other day, and I brought this up to Burke already when we were just making conversation lately. But it was mainly my wife and I were sitting there laughing about it. So as some of you know, Burke and I love doing like Halo speedruns. I think me more than him. And we do them quite a bit, and I've kind of started getting back into it a little bit more where I'm just kind of practicing around. And this is all brought on because a decently known Halo speedrunner, him and I have been talking on Twitter for the past, it's like been 6 months, 7 months or something like that. Him and I have just been talking back and forth on Twitter, you know, silly little things, nothing like too serious. And he was saying, you know, hey, I'm going to get an Xbox One eventually. I'm going to get MCC, Master Chief Collection. We can start running the Halo games that are on that together, because he's only had a 360 from up until now. So he was like, yeah, I'm going to start doing this. So over the time frame, you know how when people talk, you can just realize you're like, oh, you know what? They're a certain age, right? You can tell when people aren't roughly your age.
Yeah, of course. They use certain sort of ways of speaking, or maybe they use like a word.
Yeah, they use certain things.
Their
or context of what they're talking about. Yes, exactly, Bert.
So basically, you can tell that Brian's like a 5-year-old child by how he texts. Who loves Phil Collins?
Damn right, son.
So in talking for the past, 6 months or so, and it's not like every day we're sitting there texting like we're, lovers or something, but it's, once a week, every other week or something like that, we'll pop in, we'll say something, kind of update each other. And so finally he goes like, hey, I'm getting an Xbox One and I'm getting MCC. And it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, cool. This is awesome. I get to run with somebody else. He's pretty good at it. He loves exploring things.
I get to run with someone who's better than Burke, finally.
Thank God.
And yep, there goes my name.
Not better. Just willing to go longer.
He needs
than you might.
He needs someone who can go longer, Burke. Come on.
Yes. I need the stamina, man.
Seconds,
I need stamina. But it's one of those things where over the past 6 months, I've kind of figured out that my guess is somewhere between the age of like 16 to like 22. He's still kind of a kid type thing, right? Mm-hmm. And Burke and I kind of set him up with Mumble information. And so I'm sitting there going, is this going to be really weird that a nearly 30-year-old, am going to be sitting down and playing video games with this 16-year-old, and we're going to be kind of like equals on a playing field. It's not like, oh, you're playing with your cousin or like a nephew or something like that. And Sarah was like, wow, you're going to be hanging out with a teenager, huh? You going to go back to high school parties and go hang out with them too?
Going to prom, Craig?
Yeah, going back and doing all these things. And so we were just kind of laughing. I was like, it kind of feels weird because, I feel like an old man hanging out with his kid. I'm like, it kind of feels wrong, but it's not, but it just feels really weird at times.
That's what I like about them young Halo players. I get older, they stay the same age.
Oh my gosh.
That's what
so
this is.
I didn't know if there was ever been a situation with any of you where there was a decent age discrepancy in something, and it's not something that would make it, like actually weird where it's socially looked at like, wow, that's kind of weird. I didn't know if there's anything like that from any of you where there was just something where you're like, oh, wow, I just really kind of noticed the age difference here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like the first time I went, got involved in wherever the church I'm going to now and got involved in high school ministry, is like, oh my God, I don't know shit about pop culture. And then I was like, hey guys, let's play Halo. And they're like, ew. And I was like,
They said ew to Halo?
Not really. That was just my in my, I don't know, interpretation of their speech, because I don't know it. But it is, I was like, so finally they go, okay, we'll play Halo. We want to play, these other games that, I'm also good at. I was like, but okay, let's play a round of Halo. And they're like, yeah, dude, you're gonna get killed by this guy. No. I'm like, oh god, I'm a 30-year-old, beating teenagers at Halo these days. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm doing something wrong with my life.
No, you're doing everything right, dude. Are you kidding me? That's the kind of thing.
I was like, because there was no one, I guess when I was in that age, in the teenage, in high school years, that no one older than me could beat me in Halo. Unless they were like, a few months older than me. But now I'm like, oh, I'm like a 30-year-old being able to kill these kids in Halo. And I'm like,
I think that's partially due to a couple of reasons. One, it's a game that you've played, a lot more than them, just due to time. But also the fact is that you kind of grew up with that game, and we're at a weird generation where now it's socially acceptable to play a lot of video games, and so we're the first generation to be like, you know what? Not only do we play games, but we will beat you at that game. Because imagine if your dad had beat you at Halo, you would have freaked out.
Yeah. And it wasn't just Halo either. It was really any game.
Okay. So you were just trouncing
unless it was sports. And then I was like, yeah, no, you're going to win in this. But like any other game, like I could pick it up, pretty much beat them in it. And I was like, they go, oh, we're not that good. We just watch streaming, which, I know both. All of y'all have done streaming more than I have, and I can't do that. I can watch it, but I don't get that interaction of it. But these kids just love watching it all the time.
It's like almost as if playing the game has now become like I'm not going to say a skill, but kind of, to where now they want to see people do it. Like another person would watch a football game to watch, like, oh, I want to see Peyton Manning throw a ball. They want to see, I want to see this guy play League. Like where it's
he's good.
That,
it's the same thing. Yeah. You want to see the, not the best, because obviously streaming pretty much anybody can do it. You want to see people that are better than you, or they have a higher entertainment value. So there's never been anything like that with you, Brian?
No, I was about to say that I had actually an experience probably 3 days ago that was semi-similar. I was playing Overwatch online. And I'm not going to name names, but a few people that are in this podcast have not been playing with me lately, but that's okay. I'm not going to call you guys out on it. But point is that I've been getting on and playing. I know it. Michelle, I wasn't going to call you out on it, okay? But the thing is that I've been getting on and playing by myself a lot, but I got invited to a party the other day that I kind of know a guy through like a friend of a friend of a friend sort of deal. I don't even know the guy's real name. I just know him by his online like Xbox Live thing.
And it's also where you get drugs, the friend of the friend of the friend.
Of course, right?
Okay, just making sure. Make sure we're talking about the same friend of a friend.
No, that's the other guy. But the point, yeah, Phil. But anyway, the point is that this guy, he goes, "Hey, come on in." So yeah, you got the joke. So he invites me in. I join in. I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" I know that one guy in that party is close to my age, but I don't know anybody else in there. And there's 4 other people in this group I've never met or spoken with before. And I'm like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And immediately I could just tell there was an age disparity, because the things that they were talking about, like they had like Tracer was running around and they're like, boobies. And I'm like, really? like it was seriously like that level of maturity of where I'm just like, really guys, really, like how old are we at this point? And they're like, say that thing, talking to one of the other guys. And like, the guy was like, instead of saying high noon, he would say he'd say another word that rhymes with noon, and they'd all like, oh my god, he said the funniest like swear word thing, and I'm like, really guys, come
it's
on,
high moon.
Exactly.
That was the butt crack.
But the point is that I was sitting there and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do one more match with you guys. I think I'm gonna get going to bed. I disappeared offline, kept playing. It was just an age thing, and it was awful.
To me, that's funny, just because I know exactly what you're talking about. Is kind of just how I feel right now, where I'm like, I'm perfectly willing to sit down. There's nothing, like I said, wrong. It's just you feel weird, and I always wonder how my cousin used to feel, because when I was like in 4th grade and he was in he was like a senior or junior in high school. I used to hang around him a lot because he got his car. He used to come over and hang out with my family all the time. We lived right near each other. And like we would play hockey in the basement. We had an air hockey table, like a really big, like the ones you would see at like
awesome.
a like arcade or something. We had a huge one. And so it created kind of like a nice goal. It wasn't regulation size by any means, as Happy Gilmore would have asked, but he'd hang out with me all the time, and then I'd go hang out with his friends, and I wonder how much they were like, dude, why are you bringing this kid along with this? Because, you know, I'm like 9-10 years old or something like that. I just had to imagine they felt as kind of weird as I feel now. So,
well, say, what about you, Michelle? Did you have anything like that happen to you recently? Or
not really recently, but when I first started streaming, before streaming was a popular thing, because like Craig was doing it on Ustream, and then I started, and video game streaming wasn't popular at the time. You know, Twitch didn't exist, and it wasn't like a mainstream thing like it is now. And a lot of people who would watch this stream were definitely significantly younger than we were. You know, people who would hang out regularly. And there was nothing wrong with it, but sometimes I was just like, oh my God, there's a 10-year-old in here, like, and I'm sitting here like, you know, dropping every swear word you can think of every 2 seconds because I'm pissed off or something. But I mean, I never thought it was a big deal, but I do remember like when I was trying to explain to my mom what streaming was, and she was like, why would anybody like watch somebody play video games? And she kind of got like really quiet, and then she was like, are you an internet stripper? Because like she just didn't think that like the streaming wow. She didn't think like the streaming thing was like a legit thing. She was like, people aren't gonna sit there and just watch people play video games. And it took me so long to convince her that yes, they would, and they get genuine entertainment out of it. So she just like, she had this idea that like there was just, you know, all these teenagers, like, I don't know, it was crazy. I remember that, and I'm just like, oh my God, like that's the way other adults perceived it. Like, you know, our parents and stuff was like, they thought it was a weird thing.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, that was fantastic. So I want to go ahead and bring us into our main topic of the day, though. Now that we've kind of expressed our feelings about being the older person in the room, now we're going to talk about people who are a bit more our own age. So we're talking about today what our main topic is for the day, I should say, is relationships. Specifically, we're talking about the kind of relationships of the romantic variety. So instead of going around and telling stories about specific relationships or people or what have you, I kind of came up with a little bit of a I don't know what to call it. I want to say mini quiz, a pop quiz, something like that. But it's something that we can all kind of play and enjoy. So you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
First question on here is, and this is something that we just made up here. Would you rather have a partner, okay, be an expert cook but never clean, or always clean and never cook?
That one's easy for me. Cook.
You'd rather always have them cook and never clean anything? Like the dishes from the cleaning, nothing.
Fat ass.
Yes. My culinary skills are seriously lacking, but I grew up with my mother, who is a cleaning Nazi. I can get that stuff done. So that's an equal trade-off. I just have to have the motivation to actually get up and do it.
Okay.
I think I'd go with I'd rather have someone that could clean.
Rather have somebody who keeps everything spotless, and then you can worry about the food thing later.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I can eat anything.
And
like quick meals all the time.
Michelle?
I would rather have the cleaner. I hate cleaning. I mean, I do it, but I hate it.
Okay, I'd say that. And is there a specific, like, you just don't like to clean? Or is it like you like to cook, or is it what do you say? I'm a little confused.
I mean, I like to cook, but I hate cleaning.
Gotcha.
Like I just hate cleaning.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll go last, and we'll just kind of keep that order that we just did it in for the rest of these. For myself, I would definitely say I'd rather have somebody do the cooking, and I like to have things cleaned up to, I'm going to call it the Brian standard. And I know that when I do it myself, it gets done in the right way. And if I knew that they weren't going to be cleaning, I could take it upon myself to make sure it's always at that. And I have no culinary skills. So I'm definitely down for that. This whole quiz, by the way, was something that I created today to help us get into this topic and for us to kind of express what our preferences are when it comes to relationships. And we're just going to have some fun with this before the real deal later. So that just kind of give everybody a little bit of background.
Fair enough.
So number 2, if you were offered a magic button that if pressed would make it impossible for your significant other to lie, would you press it?
Absolutely not.
No.
Wow. 2 answers back to back really quick.
Wow.
Why? I mean, can I actually ask why? I mean, for both of you before we get to Burke?
Well, based on the rules, and Brian, you know how I do this.
Yep.
Based on the rules, they are never able to lie. I would
To
not
you.
want them. No, you didn't say to me. You said they were never able to lie.
I say significant other to lie to you. Would you press it?
Nah, I'd rather them lie to me.
Same. I don't want to know the truth sometimes.
They can make. I'm assuming since I picked them, they have the ability to make their own decision on if it's good for me to know the truth or not.
Well, it's like now where they could keep something from you. You don't know.
Exactly. Something that I don't want to know, and if I did know,
yeah, so
because
what if
they're forced to tell me the
like
truth.
a surprise and they have to blow it because they're forced to tell the truth.
Okay.
Is there a reciprocal button that they can press?
No. This is just strictly a one-way street on this magical button. It's a one-time use.
Then no.
No, you still wouldn't press it?
No.
See, the 3 of you all chose no on that one, and which is a little bit surprising because when I was thinking of the question, I figured somebody would be just paranoid enough to be like, you know what, I want to know. But I don't know. I've kind of gone back and forth on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'd actually hit the button but not because out of paranoia, but because I want honesty. Like I don't want somebody to like if I'm doing something that's like bad or destructive to myself and they are just being nice or just trying to be like tell a white lie to be like make me feel better about it. I don't want that. I want you to be like a little bit straightforward with me and say, look, you are screwing up here. So I would hit the button.
See, for me, I would feel like it was kind of being shitty of me.
Taking away that person's,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of these questions kind of do that. So morally, let's go ahead and assume that we're the other person's okay with it.
We're just gonna assume I'm an assume All right. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and the other
Fair
thing
enough.
is even like you said, like the smallest things, let's say Sarah and I are just sitting here and I'm like, oh, did you go pick this up today? Whatever. Did you go get milk today? And I have no intention of getting milk. Let's say it's like 10 o'clock at night or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely nothing I'm going to go get milk for. But like, hey, did you get milk today? And she's like, oh, yeah, I definitely did. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to bed. I'll see it later, And then she's like, crap. And she goes and heads out and gets milk. I'm like, yeah, that didn't hurt me at all. So it's stuff like that where it's just like there's little things here and there that just kind of just smooth things over a little bit more with lies. I'm not saying lie on big things because, again, like I said, if I'm choosing this person, they're not going to lie to me on things that are important. Like you're saying, like if I'm being destructive to myself, I'm assuming they're going to tell me that. They're going to tell me the truth on that. It's just
you'd hope, but I'm saying this is a guarantee, essentially.
Yeah. So I would hope, but if not, oh well.
Okay. All right. So number 3, if you had the option to choose how your significant other dresses, but in return they got to dress you, would you take this opportunity?
No.
So you get to essentially dress them however you want. No, this is you get to pick whatever outfit that you want, whatever it's like, but they get to dress you. You're saying you would not do that, Craig?
No, I don't really care what they wear.
It's like, I'm kind of the same.
I don't give a shit. It does not affect me one way or the other. Like, no, I don't really care.
Yeah, and Burke is in the same boat.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Michelle?
So it could be yes or no for me for all I care.
Absolutely not.
Really? Okay. See, I would also say no, but I do find this one like not necessarily tempting, but kind of fun because I don't know if you. Okay, this is all right. This is kind of an insight into something that I've done before, which is just really stupid and silly. But so I've gone out with a girl before, and one of the things that we've done is this is a random story from a random time, but the point is that we were at a store, and we made a deal where I would pick out something for her to try on, and she'd pick out something for me to try on. Not that we were going to buy it, but just because we were like, oh man, I have never seen you wear something like this. And it could be something goofy or silly or whatever. And it just for something silly and fun. And I just thought that would be kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, I would say not if it's a more permanent thing. So no, on that one myself.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about my current relationship with my wife. It's like I could dress her, but I wouldn't have no idea what to put on her, and then I would be wearing sweater vests.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. So.
Oh, you're going back to the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers?
Hey,
so that's not happening.
You know, the sad part is I won't be specific, but I dated a girl who was into sweater vests as well, so I know the pain, my brother. I feel the pain.
Oh, she knows I won't wear them if she gets them, so it's just not.
Oh,
happening.
really? Like even if she buys them, you wouldn't wear one, just like even on a special occasion?
No.
How about your anniversary dinner?
No.
Surprise. Oh, especially not the anniversary dinner. That's a both of us thing. Maybe for her birthday, hey, can you wear this to go out for my birthday? I'm like, no, the anniversary. This is about both of us. This isn't a one-way street.
But why not? Why not for the anniversary? You dress up in the thing that she wants you to see. It could be romantic. Why not?
It could be. I'd rather do it for her birthday.
Okay, well, we're both. You're like, whoa, let's not go crazy.
Whoa.
She's
I'm
only
just
my
sitting
way.
here thinking about what a cynical asshole I am compared to you guys.
What do you mean?
Well, my opinion is if they care what you're wearing to an anniversary dinner, then maybe you shouldn't be having one.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, I agree that, obviously it shouldn't be like that big of a thing, but if, let's just say that they have a preference for sweater vests, for example, I don't know why I came up with that example, but, just as something nice, Okay, number 4. Would you trade one of your 5 senses to never have to have the debate on where you want to go to dinner ever again? And if so, what sense? So you'll never have to do the whole roundabout of like, oh man, where do you want to go to dinner? I don't know. What do you feel like? I don't know. Man, I feel kind of like going to here. All right, well, no, I kind of don't want this. And you don't have to ever have that debate again, but you have to give up one of your 5 senses.
So I'm definitely not giving up sight, and I'm not giving up hearing. Okay. I'm not giving up either one of those. I feel like giving up feel would be bad overall in the long run.
So, there's touch, taste, and sound left. And you said touch you'd probably keep, you said, right?
Yeah, touch, sight, and sound, I'm keeping those 3.
Okay.
I'd probably end up have to get rid of smell.
No. Keep in mind, you don't have to actually take this deal.
No, I'm taking it.
Oh.
I'm taking this deal. I'm just now debating amongst myself which one I'm giving up. Because if I could give up that stupid conversation every other night, that would be fantastic.
Would it save you an hour and a half a week?
An hour and a half a week? It'd be like an hour and a half a day, it feels like. And just the time and the effort and just like oh my God, I don't give a shit.
Oh my God.
Please, let's move past this and just figure something out. Yes. Never smell again. Don't care.
I'm sorry. I'm really laughing at that. Oh my God. Who was next in the list? Was it Burke or Michelle? I'm sorry. I forgot the order.
I think technically it's me.
Okay. Go ahead, Burke.
I didn't even think about the sense of smell. I mean, I really don't care about the argument, but I mean, then I wouldn't have to smell my own farts. I don't mind that argument that much, and because I can always just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's
Burke's yelling Omaha, calling the audible here. He's like, okay. Michelle,
I would not give up a sense to end that debate.
Not even none of them.
Nope.
See, I'd give up taste for that. Because the thing is, like, smell is tied to memory, and I like certain smells I really enjoy. But if I get rid of taste, then I really don't care where I'm going to eat every night, and also I could eat healthy all the time and not have to worry about it. Because I don't eat certain.
That's a good point. I don't
eat certain things because of the taste, like peas, for example. Like peas are supposedly pretty good for you, but they're disgusting. They're awful. But
These are fine.
are you
Oh,
kidding? No,
no.
they're
Peas are the
See,
the
that's
worst.
probably the one I should have given up was taste, because I think that's the most desensitized sense that I have. My nose, I think that's partially actually why I want to give up my nose, because I can't stand so many smells. Like flowery smells are so intense, I can't stand it.
And,
my mom
that's
used to
why
get-
Craig could live with me, because my farts were amazing and he didn't care.
My mom used to get potpourri all the time and put them around the house, and it didn't make me gag, but it was something that kind of felt that way, if that makes sense. I didn't gag, but I swear to God, I probably should have like 90 times with all the stupid like smells and floweriness that were around the house. I can't stand it.
I'm laughing because I've been watching Daredevil lately, and I'm picturing Craig as like, instead of his losing sight, he has like the nose as his big power, not hearing. I'm like, oh god, oh man, yeah. So for me, it'd be taste. So okay, all right. So we got that one.
I don't think I could give up taste. If I go to Qdoba, I'm wanting to taste that bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but then you could just go to
Steak.
Chipotle and get a better version of that. But that's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you're pretty funny there.
Oh,
Whoa,
good
whoa, whoa.
times.
Pretty funny there.
That's a whole other podcast.
I have to drive 5 hours to get Qdoba, and I will do that over going to Chipotle.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's intense hatred. All right, so number 5.
I wouldn't call it hatred. I would call it love for Qdoba.
Brian
Okay.
just wouldn't be able to taste the E. coli when it goes down.
Oh, terrible. All right, number 5. If your significant other was a superhero, would you want them to tell you, even though if they did, that is a guarantee that your life would be in constant jeopardy? So if they don't ever tell you that they're a superhero, you're totally fine, you're totally safe. But if they do, you're guaranteed to be in constant jeopardy.
No, I don't care. Go ahead. Go do your thing. Sarah and I have actually had this conversation before. We've already had the conversation. I was like, if one of us becomes a superhero, we do not have to tell the other one, only if we
What?
know for a fact that it helps. Like if we know it'll help out in the long run and it won't endanger each other.
Wow. So you'd have to come up with like lame excuses, like as to like, you're like, oh man, it's like I was really late at the office. You work from home. Like,
Well, Brian, like you and I have, we've got a code word that means like, no, this is super serious.
Yep.
Like you got to pay attention to me.
yep.
Sarah and I have a similar thing where it's like, nope, this is you're not allowed to ask questions. Just go along with it.
Is it half as good as ours though?
No, it's
Because
not.
ours is the best.
Ours is pretty good, and we're not saying it.
No, because that would defeat the purpose of it. So, 'cause especially in a time paradox situation.
Exactly.
So, Burke, you're next.
I'd want to know.
You definitely would want to know. So, like,
Oh yeah,
okay, so
I'm not afraid to die.
your wife is Supergirl, and you want her to tell you, look, I'm Supergirl.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Yeah.
Even though you're going to get attacked.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Michelle?
I'd want to know.
I gotta say, I also would want to know as well. I like the danger would just be one of those things. Like I'm like, just call me Jimmy Olsen. I'm in on this. Like I don't care. Like,
I actually had, because you had presented this as an example question earlier, so I'd
Yeah.
actually been thinking about it. And earlier when you presented it, you did not add the thing that like you would be completely safe. So my thing that I was thinking is that you would still be in danger, but you wouldn't know why, and I'd rather know why.
oh, I gotcha. You wouldn't want to just be like abducted for the sake of being abducted. You want to know, like,
Right,
oh,
like
I'm
I'd
clearly
want to
getting
know
abducted
why
because I'm
somebody's
dating
abducting
Superman.
me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but then you added that clause, but my answer would still be the same. I'd want to know.
Yeah, I couldn't give you guys everything. Come on now.
Yeah. Even if you took out the you'd be completely safe, which I had the answer before you said that. Her and I have already had the conversation where it's like, nope, we would keep it a secret if we thought that was what was best for both of us or
And
for the
that's why I
safety.
support your marriage, is that you guys have had conversations like that.
I'm just all for the whole honesty thing. Like, period. Kind of going back to that honesty button, the first question, or is that the second question? Whatever.
I think
Like-
it was a second. That's fine.
Yeah, like I already trust her. I would hope she already trusts me, because I would do it this both ways.
Okay.
You know what's you know what's funny, Brian? You remember our pact if one of us became a vampire, right?
Yeah. You mean the very first thing we're gonna do
Yes.
before we even figure out the rules?
Our agreement was as soon as we figured out how to turn somebody else, we were going to turn each other before we even knew what the entirety of the rule set was. Even if it was like, no, you're pretty much going to live a damned life and you're going to hate every moment of it. Before we even figured that out, we're like, bite the other person.
Exactly. And it's like one of those, you're just going to go, it's like, Craig, look, I know this is going to sound crazy, but turn your head.
You would give the code word. I'd be like, okay.
It's like, yeah, I guess this is life now. Saw my last sunrise. All right. Number 6. If you could choose, if you could choose, would you want to always have the euphoric feeling of love at all times and it never got old, but you had to be poor in order to have it? Or would you rather want that feeling only in very, 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 very rarely, but you're super rich? So basically, you only like feel that feeling of love, like on a tiny blip on the radar, but you're rich, or you can just constant feel love all the time, but you're poor, and you never got sick of the feeling. Like it's always like awesome.
Porn and love. I know I went out of order.
Burke's just like, he's just like, this is easy. This is easy for him.
I'm going to be the asshole on this one, aren't I? I'd rather be
you are.
No, you're not.
I know you are.
I'd rather be rich and have the love every once in a while in that very small time frame.
Wow. And wait, Michelle, did you say the same thing?
Wow.
Yes, I did.
didn't expect that out of you, Daisy.
Wow.
The reason I say that is as somebody who has been had situations where financial struggles were a huge part of it. Like I know this is like a theoretical situation, so you're kind of overriding that, but it's impossible to always feel that way when you have that kind of burden between the two of you.
I gotcha. Yeah. And I
now, if you had said never, I might be different, but if you're saying it's still there for like special moments, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, you get like a tiny, like maybe like for 30 minutes a year, you get a blip on the radar where you're like, I feel something. Like, so yeah,
it's kind of like me already. I don't feel much.
But like, you can still love somebody without being euphoric, so it's not like I'm saying I don't love them. Like I'm just saying I'm not.
Yeah. You're just not in that bliss.
Giddy person all the time. That's fine.
Yeah, even if you had said never, I still would have taken it. People say it, but I think they're bullshitting when they say money can't buy you happiness.
Same.
Yeah, and the sad part is that I know it can't. The thing is that I just know because I've ended relationships that were good. It's like just due to financial reasons. So like I definitely got to go with I want the money. I'm sorry. Like I know I'm heartless on that as well.
I'm kind of in the opposite boat as I guess as most of y'all. Like I've been fairly financially sound forever. I've had struggles and whatnot, but I'd want the opposite. Like just give me
jovial.
Give me the love, because I honestly there's sometimes that I was like I don't feel anything. I'm like whatever. I want to feel something. No,
I respect it. Believe me, I've gone back and forth on that myself. I wrote it and I was like, this is tough.
Yeah, just I don't know. For me, I grew up very. I don't want to use the word blessed. What's the word I'm looking for? Anything besides the word blessed.
Christianese right there.
Privileged. There we go. Privileged. I grew up well cared for, I guess you could say, and I know the benefits that can help you out with, even in so many other facets of life. So I'm like, I wouldn't want to give up ever having that again.
Yeah. For
love.
For me, for example, I went to a really big event last night, and it was, my wife and I went, and it was like the biggest thing we've ever gone to. I don't want to say what it was, but like we spent a lot of money to go, and it was awesome. I had a lot of fun, but there was still there wasn't that absolutely, I didn't get that euphoric moment I was kind of expecting out of it. And so I was like, if I didn't have to spend anything, I would have been just as happy, spending a night at home doing who knows what.
I gotcha. So yeah, just to get that feeling. I gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 7, taking it to a little bit lighter of a place, is if your significant other had to have one of the following, which one would you choose? Option 1 is they have to pee every hour on the hour during the day, or
Okay, so nothing's changed so far for me.
That's what I'm laughing.
or they will snore loudly through the night and you can't use noise canceling of any kind.
I'd just stick with her using the bathroom all the time.
Well, it's they
my
pee
life-
they don't pee at night. It's they pee every hour on the hour during the day, or they snore all night.
Like I said, the whole peeing thing, that I choose that one because that's my life already.
Road trips must be fun with you.
They're interesting.
I already kind of have to deal with the peeing thing, so it wouldn't bother me. But I also don't sleep in the same room, so I'll choose the second option. Yeah! Bam!
Okay.
Make road trips better.
Make road trips. Yeah, Burke's looking at his watch. We're making great time.
We're gonna make road trips great again.
Cross country. It's gonna be huge. Michelle?
So, as somebody who's dealt with both, I would much rather put up with the snoring actually than the peeing.
Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
have dated somebody who has to use the bathroom more than I do, and it drove me up the wall. It literally added 4 hours to a drive to Michigan, and I could not take it.
Oh. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I feel you.
See,
I sleep like shit anyway, so the snoring's just another whatever.
Yeah. And for me, if we ended up sleeping in the same room, I sleep through anything. Ask Craig.
Yeah, he does. And I'm to the point, I used to sleep through anything. I don't as much anymore, so I'd rather get my sleep. Even though I've had this conversation with Burke and I think Brian, I absolutely hate the idea that we have to sleep. I love getting it, so I feel better in the morning, but I hate the idea that we have to.
It's a time waster. That's how I
It's such
feel.
a time waste. I hate it. But since we do have to do it, I'd rather get as good as possible sleep as I can.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm in the same boat as you, Craig. I need my sleep. Like, I sleep a lot. Like, I'm one of those people that, you know how they say different people are programmed different ways. I'm unfortunately one of the ones programmed that I have to get a lot of sleep at night. I sleep on average 9 hours a night, and that is
Wow.
yeah, I know it's ridiculous.
I would really
yeah.
love for you. I know you hate all this type of tech and stuff like that, but I would love to actually get like one of those. We'll just say smart watches for the lack of for the generic term that helps you track the sleep. Because I would actually love to see like how your sleep pattern is throughout the entire night for like a month and see like how many times it considers you like awake and whatnot and stuff like that.
I have no idea.
Wow. Yeah,
but
like when I fall asleep, I fall asleep. Like I use those things, and it said I woke up during the night, and I was like, no, I didn't. I was out. I was like, nah. I toss and turn all night long.
That's what it's picking up.
Like I have a whole bed to myself, obviously, and like I will wake up and I will be on the opposite side of the bed, just sprawled out like a big letter X. Like, and I absolutely love it.
Now I know why your wife was like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, I'm the opposite, Burke. I don't move when I sleep. But people have accused me of like,
Are you dead?
Well, unfortunately, I went. Okay, so this is what happened. This is a true story. I went on a trip to, I think it was South Carolina. I don't remember. We went on a golf trip or something like that. And there was 4 of us, and we went. There was the hotel that we stayed at that had like 2 king size beds, right? So I had to sleep in the same bed as one of the guys I was with, and we woke up in the morning. He goes, "Oh Jesus, I thought you were dead." And I go, what? And he goes, I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You slept with your arms across your chest like you were like in a coffin, like a freaking vampire." And I was like,
you like Boromir going down the river in Lord of the Rings.
I was
With a sword on
basically,
you.
it was kind of like that. And the point is that like he's like, is that normal? I go, most of the time I sleep on my side too, and I go, but it's just like that, yeah. And he's
Wow.
like, it's yeah. But the point is that I sleep very soundly, but I hear a lot. Like I can wake up at the drop of a hat if I hear a noise. So like loud snoring is the devil. I can't even begin to.
You remember what would happen when one of our friends who is a notorious snorer? I literally, when we had to sleep in the same room for whatever reason, whenever we're going on a vacation or something together, I would take my pillow and I would start smothering him to get him to stop snoring.
That's a true story. He did.
I almost killed a man.
He did.
That's not even a joke.
And that's not a
in the middle
one-time
of the
thing.
night. He's above the man's bed with a pillow.
I almost killed him multiple times.
There was multiple times. A couple times I didn't have a pillow, so I just
probably lay
grabbed
low
his
for a little
nose and I
while.
covered his mouth. I was like, I swear to God, if you don't stop this, I'm going to kill you.
So we're gonna move on to the next one here. The next one is number 8. Here it is. So let's assume in this scenario, everybody's single here, right? Let's say so everyone's single. You do not know your significant other at this point. All right.
I call Craig.
Now wait.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
That's for later, man.
awkward.
It's like, okay, so now, but here's the deal. Everyone's single in this scenario, and now you are forced to take one of these two options. Okay, I'm gonna say a wizard did it because I can.
So one of the options, the first one here, is the ability to know everyone else in the world's significant other and be able to match them perfectly. Okay. So you could look at so theoretically, Bert could look at Craig and go, I know who she is, and take him to her and be like, here's your perfect match.
I know who he is.
There it is.
I'm
And
gonna
it's
take
me.
him to
And-
him.
But the kicker to this is that you will not have a perfect match for yourself ever. You will not you'll not meet your person. Okay.
Okay.
On the flip side, you have the ability to know your own perfect match, but the world will no longer have any sort of true love pairings aside from yourself and your significant other. So in other words, the world the population might continue on because people are hooking up, but it's literally that no one will ever have that romantic meeting ever again, but you will have yours. So you basically have to choose the world's happiness or your own in this case.
That one's pretty easy for me. I would choose the world's happiness because it would become my own happiness. Have you ever heard of like a Match.com, or it would be Craig's gonna find your lover, and I would just go and be like, "That's $20 here."
You charge him for it?
It's Craig's get rich
You get
scheme.
superpowers and
Oh
you
my
charge him?
Brian, I'm just saying, people would pay like, "Hey, I need to find
Yeah, of course they
my
would, but-
soulmate." They would pay for it, and I'm not going to charge a lot. $20 to find your soulmate?
Superman
That is cheap.
Superman flies up to a guy who's underneath a girder. He's like, Superman, it's crushing my legs. I'm gonna die. He's like, that'll be $20. It's like, I need to see you.
Pull out my iPhone with a little card reader and be like, "Okay, we're gonna get this through PayPal. Is that all right?"
yeah. He's like, I'm bleeding out. Better swipe quick.
No, I'm not gonna get. I got a tangent. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So Burke, what about you?
Oh man, I actually don't know on this one.
I know my answer if you want more time to think.
Go ahead.
So mine is very similar to Craig's actually, but the other part that I was going to add to it is that because I am such an kind of independent and introverted person a lot, I could easily find maybe not my perfect match, but I still think that I would find a good enough match.
I gotcha. So you'd essentially be okay with, and I hate to put it like that, but like it's gonna say we're gonna call it settling for. You're like, okay, this is close enough.
Like this person and I get along well enough, and I
Gotcha.
know I'm not going to have my perfect match. Okay,
I'm with you.
See, I was assuming I wasn't gonna have anybody, and I was still all for it. Like, okay, here's you.
Oh, well,
and
he
here's
just said you couldn't have your perfect person.
Well,
He
the
didn't
thing is,
say-
the
even in
thing
my
is-
own head, I was like, I still have my Halo.
And here's the way, like, and here's the way it's broken down, though, is that let's just say you're hooking up with this person, Michelle. You know that person's perfect match, though. Keep that in mind. You know everybody's perfect match. So
That doesn't bother me.
So you'd essentially be.
I'd plow through it.
Can I still have a bromance?
A bromance?
Like like your best friends.
You can have
Like,
friends, but like it's like
But you won't ever have a best friend.
no.
So
You
this
can have a best friend, but you can't have a romantic like it's not it's not like a quote unquote like the love.
But you can still have you can still have one night stands and
Sure,
all that, whatever. All right. I'll choose the happiness for the world.
Brian,
in
you're
that
not
case.
selling the other side very well.
No, not at all.
Well, I mean, the thing is that you're missing your opportunity to meet your significant other. You're one true, you know.
Don't care. Move on.
I don't believe that exists in the world anyway.
Guys, I was really giving you a chance to like make your wives happy here. This was actually a softball question. I kind of lobbed up there for you.
Nope.
Don't you think that actually, Brian, in this scenario, their wives might actually be a little paranoid that they're the wrong choice?
Yeah, that's why I was really hoping that they would choose the other one. Like, just like it's like let the world burn as long as I have my girl. You know, I was expecting that, but as an okay, whatever. Point is, I would choose.
But you already said that in the scenario anyway that we were single, so we had to forget our significant others regardless.
Yeah, no, I know. I like as I said, I'm just joking around. I just figured that those guys were, you know. But what I'm going to do is choose the world as well because obvious reasons. And that
I think my wife would stand by my answer.
Well, it's like I got her on speed dial. I'll ask her later. All right.
And he does. Whenever this stuff comes up, he goes, "Okay, I'm going to ask her." I'm like, "Oh, great, he's actually going to do it."
I do. I texted her about the salmon ladder the other day.
The salmon buffet.
I did. I said, "Tell Craig you want to invest in one of these." It was great. It was great. Okay, number 9. Sorry. Oh God, we're going off track. Number 9. Your significant other could always be happy. Oh, I'm sorry. If your significant other could always be happy, never experience fear, pain, negativity, or anything bad ever again. But in order to do that, you had to exclusively eat the worst tasting food and have uncomfortable temperatures around you at all times, would you do it? So in other words, your significant other gets perfect bliss 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but you have to eat the worst food you can possibly think of is for taste and whatever wise. You have to only exclusively eat that, and you have to always have uncomfortable temperature. So in other words,
absolutely not.
So basically, I'm sweating all the time, which is already happening, and I have to eat Chipotle every single day.
Either someone choked Craig out or is really thinking.
My answer is absolutely not.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would not be able to do that.
Yeah, I want to say no, but that's only because I'm single and I get to say that without any fear of repercussions. So yeah, no, forget that. So,
my wife doesn't love me. Doesn't love me enough to listen to the podcast, so I'm fine.
Okay, good.
My wife will.
Berg's like, damn it. All right, number 10. Your significant other has a secret. They have a special license. Would you rather your partner be A, a sea captain with their own yacht, B, a pilot with their own Cessna plane, or C, a professional stunt driver with a custom muscle car?
Do we get to experience these?
Yes, because that's what they're revealing their secret to you now, and they have a secret license. They're either a sea captain with their own yacht, a pilot with their own Cessna plane, or a professional stunt driver with their own custom muscle car.
I'm very sorry. I don't know what a Cessna plane is.
It's like the single engine prop plane
model.
Say that again. All I heard was Burke saying model.
Oh, it's a single engine prop plane. It's like the little ones that you see flying around.
That one's easy. I'd take the plane.
I would also take the plane.
Yacht.
Yacht is.
Arr.
You know what? I'm going to be
a pirate.
I would also go with the yacht as well, Burke.
Yes,
absolutely. It's like because it's like the Cessna planes. There's a lot. There's aviation control. There's a lot that you have to go through. Yachts, you just hop in the water and you float and you drink.
That's the thing is I wouldn't do the boat thing because I don't really get enjoyment out of sitting on boats. So it's like, okay, that we already have a car, so a plane that could actually accomplish something and help us out.
Yeah, I get that. And don't get me wrong, the plane is also a good option.
See, for me, I'm thinking monetarily, yachts are so much more expensive. You can rent Cessnas and buy them for the cost of a house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my thought. Like I've thought about getting my pilot's license, so I'm like, maybe one day.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about it in terms of saying like, oh, that means that's the type of wealth we have. It was just like, hey, a wizard did it. You have a yacht now.
Yeah, it's the wizard did
Type
it.
thing where
It's
it
the
doesn't
wizard
change
did it.
our
You have the Cessna plane. You have the whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't thinking that was changing any monetary value. That's still necessary.
I just want to be a pirate.
That would completely change my thing. 'Cause if we could sell the yacht, then I'd go that. Just get it, sell the yacht off, and then I'm good to go. But since if there is no monetary value, which is what I was thinking, it was just like, hey, do you want to go hang out in a boat, a plane, or in a car? I'd say plane.
And your significant other can pilot all of them. So
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Then I don't have to. I don't
I'm
have to
still
drive.
going
That'd be
yacht.
amazing.
I'm
Yeah,
still going
me-
yacht.
Yeah, seriously, not driving ever again would be amazing.
Wait, you're assuming you're gonna fly everywhere you go?
Yes,
Like just land
absolutely.
in parking lots, like, I gotta run to Kroger.
How easy
That
is
is,
it to?
that is exactly what I was picturing.
How easy is it to do like a flight plan from like I don't even know how far these planes go,
Not.
but I'm not imagining it's cross country. But like, how
Not
easy is
far.
it to file a flight plan, even if it's
file
like,
a
hey,
flight plan, not
Easy.
we're
like,
gonna head up north
that's
for
relatively
the weekend.
Easy, relatively easy. But the thing is that they have to you get the plane, you have to pay, obviously
Gas, you fly up, you land, you have to store your plane at a location that costs,
I'm taking
Which the boat has none of those costs at all, right?
yeah, like I'm
Not really.
I'm taking cost completely out of this, like just as like face value as a yacht or a Cessna.
yeah, let's
Like,
just do that. That's fine.
Just like no cost to running anything, I'm still choosing yacht.
Me too.
Because a yacht is so much better than a stupid fucking Cessna. Now, if you said a like Lear, like a Learjet, like if you said Learjet, like private airplane jet, I would have hesitated a little bit more and probably gone with it. But a Cessna, I've flown those, and I'm like, no, I'm going 100. Let's go 100 equivalent of 100 miles an hour.
Mhm.
Maybe a little bit over that, but it's not worth it to me.
Yeah, I've flown them as well, Burke, and it's not. I don't think it's worth it either.
Even with that information, I'd still rather do the plane.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, but unlike them, Burke and I get to drink rum the entire time we're up there. We're on
And
our
be
yacht.
pirates are.
Damn right. All right, number 11. Would you rather have
Until I push Brian out into the shark-infested water.
Walk the plank.
me,
Hook.
me. Aye. Where's the hook? So
him the
number
hook.
11. Would you rather have a partner be logical or passionate?
Logical.
Logical.
I'm gonna go with logical.
Ooh.
See, logical or passionate? See, I want to say passionate because I can be logical and but I'm not exactly like a super like I'm gonna quote unquote passionate person. So I like that as a contrast. So
See, I get furious when I'm being logical and the other person is not being logical.
Cheers to
And they're
that.
putting
I'll drink to that all night.
putting it they're putting a decision completely into an emotional thing. I'm like that's not the smart thing to do. Like this is clearly a better thing to do, and they don't put it into logic. I'm like, okay, that infuriates me. Completely infuriates me.
number 12. Would you rather always be smooth and always know what to say and do, but smell funny? Or would you rather be awkward and always smell incredible, aka like vanilla, or whatever the best
can I
smell is?
answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, generally people tell me I smell pretty good because I tend to wear nice scents, and I am incredibly awkward, and people generally find it kind of endearing, so I would stay awkward and just smell nice.
There you go, Craig.
Well, being that I already gave up my sense of smell, so I don't have to have the argument about where we're going to eat. I think I'd rather talk the talk.
You'd rather be the James Bond with the kind of a funky scent to him, okay?
I hardly talk to people in real life anyway. It's all over the internet now anyway. So I'd rather have always the right thing to say. And my wife would just have to deal with it
Okay,
because I'd
okay.
be so smooth she'd have to.
Yeah, you're like the Sean Connery Bond, except for a lot less, like Sean Connery Bond.
Yeah. Except for I smell bad and I'm not good looking and I can't aim a gun very well. And
And the super hairy chest, right?
I think I'd rather be able to talk the talk.
I'm gonna go with the. I said, and I get that as well. But I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with the awkward and smell like vanilla, because always knowing what to say is great and all, but like, I don't know. Like smell is important, and like I would rather date. I personally would rather date somebody who was awkward but smelled incredible, rather than them being like, I know exactly what to say, but I'm like, you smell weird.
Because if I can talk the talk, I can come up with some random excuse each time.
That's the point.
Why I smell like shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't want that. I'd rather just not smell like shit. Like,
No, that'd be part of that social engineering type thing I used to always talk about, Brian. That would be a part of that like little superpower.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. Number 13. Oh, yep, 13. What do you think? This is actually just an opinion question. This is kind of they're all opinion, but what do you think is the world's worst thing to bring up on a first date?
Exes.
what was that, Michelle?
Exes.
Exes.
Yes. I agree.
I think that's probably a good universal. Like, no matter what you do when you bring that up, it's bad. You've got a 50-50, maybe not 50-50, a 40-40-20 shot. Like, if you bring up religion, politics, and other things that they might agree with you, you bring up an ex, man. That's just, dude, at no point is it good.
Yep. I'm laughing because the other night, Emily and I went to this restaurant and there was this blind date, or, someone that they met each other online, and it was the most awkward thing just because they were sitting there talking about their ex-wives or ex-husband. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, Emily, we're not talking the rest of the night. We're listening. And it was the most entertaining and horrifying thing at the same time.
Wow. So,
What's your answer, Brian?
My answer is, I would say, oh God, I'm actually going to say politics. I think politics is the worst thing to bring up in the first date. Like, I just kind of have that feeling of like, if you bring up your ex on the date, I don't want them to, because it's universally awful, but maybe let's just say in this weird turn of events, like the conversation flowed that way, it wouldn't be as awkward as they're like,
but you're already awkward and smell nice, so it's coming up anyway.
That's true.
Brian.
That's true.
Move
on. Number 14. What is the least romantic song ever? So now there's a lot of romantic songs out there, but what is the least romantic song you can think of off the top of your head? Rapid fire.
Literally the first song that came to my head without any thought was "What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse" by Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. Burke?
Such a lonely day, and it's mine. Let's go System of a Down. Lonely Day.
Lonely Day is the least romantic song of all time?
Probably not, but
It's still very depressing.
Yeah, it's a very depressing song.
Michelle?
You put me on a spot and I can't think of any. I'm obviously I know some, but I can't think of anything because I'm on the spot.
So I'll tell you mine while you think of yours then. Mine is easy on this case. And and that is Who's Your Daddy? Have you ever heard of that song?
No.
It's by I think it's a Scottish, no, not Scottish, like one of those Finnish, you're somewhere Eastern European bands, and it is literally the most offensive song toward women I've ever heard in my life. There's no song on this earth that is more offensive per line than Who's Your Daddy is. They also did Hard Rock Hallelujah, which is actually solid, but the other song doesn't make up for it.
Haven't heard either one of those.
Yeah. I think the group is called Lord? Something? I don't remember. Michelle, did you think of one, or is it?
Blurred Lines.
Yeah, there we go. That's decent.
Yeah, I was trying to think of songs that are generally popular and sometimes perceived as romantic, but to me would be the worst.
Trust me, I beat all of you guys on this one. You have no idea how bad that, how bad, if you listen to the lyrics of it, it's so bad, dude. All right, moving on to number 15. On a scale of 1 to stupid, how dumb are promposals?
They are.
We're talking about relationships and all that sort of thing. And in doing research for this week, as far as relationships and different things, one of the first topics that came up just due to, just it being what it is that talking about promposals and how popular they are with high school couples.
Okay, my jaw's been open because I've been envisioning what you were going to say, and I'm like, no, that is not true.
Unfortunately, promposals are a
I
thing.
think you know my answer. Stupid
Very
as
stupid.
fuck.
They don't really bother me. Truthfully,
Get the
it's like
fuck
okay,
out. All right,
they
mute
went.
Craig.
Yeah, Craig is no
But
longer
they-
part of this. And now the Free Person Podcast.
They if it's fun for them and that's what something's if that's fun then that's fun and if they're having their own fun in their own way that's cool for me.
It's the way I see it is just this stupid pressure. This guy has to do all the or the girl. Oh, I know this guy would absolutely love this, so I have to do this, and I just think it's asinine.
I think it's
Or then
asinine
again-
if it was expected, but I don't think it's necessarily expected. It's just the
I
people
think
that
it
do.
is. It's becoming a standard.
I don't think it is really.
I mean, all across the country, say that's what
Like-
they're talking about it.
Like one of the things we had to do down here in the South is for homecoming dances was by mums. I don't know if y'all had to do that up in the
You
north.
had to buy a mother,
mum MUM.
We had
And there
body
were these-
corsages.
so British mother.
Yeah, like a British mother, but they were these massive flowers. Like that girls would wear the whole day long that weighed like 50 fucking pounds, and they put all these decorations on them, and they were like, seriously, they would cover a girl's chest. Like, I'm talking like 12 inches in circumference of a flower. And they were like
So it's like they're
hundreds of dollars.
They're like a prize-winning horse.
Yes, like and you had to buy them, and I was like, I absolutely hated it. So that's kind of where I guess my hatred comes and stupidity. Of course, then again, I didn't have the most romantic proposal to my wife anyway, so I find the whole thing asinine.
I almost don't want to answer this question.
Oh please,
Oh,
no,
no!
please do. I just shut us
You
down.
like it, don't
shut us
you?
down.
I'm just, as somebody who was pretty much largely ignored by the male population in high school, I cannot get upset with anybody who pays attention to anybody in a special way.
Damn, you had to bring it to the real place. Of
I
she
didn't
just,
Sabbath twist.
she's like, that time when you guys said that stuff, and now I get to make you all look like assholes. Bam!
No, I
Remember
don't
that
think
time
you
Craig
guys
called
look
you a
like
chick?
assholes. I just can't judge other people for doing something that,
Yeah. No, I that makes sense.
is
That actually does make
intended
a
to
lot of
make
sense.
somebody happy.
Yeah. I guess for me, I hate the expectation of it. I hate the fact that it's become almost a standard, apparently. And this is what I found through my little research or whatever, that it's like, oh, if you just go up to a girl, which is already wildly hard to do in high school, and be like, would you like to go to prom with me? Like, it's like, that's a nightmare. But apparently now, if you don't do it in like an elaborate fashion and have a real honest to God fucking pony there, they're like, oh no, you loser. Like, oh God, I was crushed even harder than I
And see,
thought.
I like you, I actually hate the expectation that you even have to have a prom date, period. Like,
Yeah,
why can't you
there's
just
so much
go?
pressure. There's so much pressure.
I didn't even go.
I did, but I wish I didn't. I could have had like $500 to my name right now.
I played Halo instead of going. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yes, we didn't end up playing Halo at the end of the night.
Right.
I skipped prom to play Halo and then went to the after prom to go do the actual fun stuff. I could care less about the whole dancing thing.
Oh, the prom part was stupid, but I loved our junior year when we went to the game.
GameWorks?
The game arcade
That
type
was senior
place.
year, dude.
Was it senior year?
Yeah.
It was senior year. And then they gave us the unlimited cards. You could just go through and play whatever you wanted for free the entire time. Like, that was brilliant.
You mean the time when prom, aka the night that Tony and I beat the Jurassic Park game at GameWorks?
Because that's all we did was play that shooter Jurassic Park game the entire time and ignore
See,
our
that
dates
actually
that
sounds
already
like a fun
dead.
prom.
It was a blast
Yeah.
because the
I might
dates
have
The
ran
actually-
after
off.
parties were fun. The actual prom wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, let's we can move on to the next one here before we go down any further into the prom hole there. Number 16. If you had the ability to hit a button that allowed you to win every fight that you would ever have with your significant other, would you use it, or would it be too morally gray? So in other words, it's kind of like the instant truth button that makes they always have to tell the truth. In this one, you get to you hit the button and you'll never lose a fight with your significant other. So in other words, you're always right.
I like that one. I'm hitting it.
You would hit
That
the
was
truth,
easy.
but you hit
Boom.
that one. What about you, Burke?
Oh, I think I'd actually hit that button and say, while I hit it, I would say
Can I
that
hit
was
it
easy.
3 times?
Michelle, please, just because I don't know what you're actually going to say, but I want you to disagree with them just because I want you to shut them down again.
I mean, I don't have a good reason for it, but I wouldn't hit the button.
Okay, you wouldn't hit the button for real.
No, I would not.
Okay.
I don't have a problem admitting when I'm wrong.
I do. I'll hit that button all day.
Here's my logic behind it. So when I'm hitting it, that means that the information I'm giving is correct, and they have to see that. It's not that
You could tell them the sky is red, and they instantly have to agree with you because you hit the button.
Okay, see, like that's not the way I interpreted it. I interpreted it was
No,
you're going to win the
every
fights
fight.
because I'm not going to bring
This
up
is
fights
monkey
that are
paw.
stupid. Like I'm not going to bring up, oh, the sky is red. Like I'm going to fight for things that I think
Yeah.
are actually true.
No. This is monkey's paw rules, dude. It's a you win every fight. Think of it-
Monkey's paw.
Yeah, monkey's paw. Like
What the hell is monkey's paw?
are you guys kidding me? Really?
The only thing I'm thinking of is Monkey Ball, the video game.
Oh, that's a good.
Super
one.
Monkey Ball.
Yeah,
Can we
Super
play
Monkey
that?
Ball. Yeah.
Is that a way we can play that as a group? Anyway?
Pause podcast. Let's play. Okay, go ahead.
You mean the 3-person podcast?
Yes.
Yeah. So the point is that the monkey's paw is it's like a classic tale of you basically make a wish on a monkey's paw, and you know it's literally just a monkey's paw, and as you make the wish, the finger goes down on the hand, and the
Are
wish
you
is.
using a real monkey for this? Like, I'm
This
so
is a real monkey's
confused.
hand. Yes, look it up. Google this. This is a
So
real
you're gonna
thing.
go to a zoo. You're gonna grab
Monkey.
a monkey's hand and be like, "All right, I have
No,
to
you
make
cut
a
the
wish."
hand off. The hand is on its own. It's detached from the monkey already. And this is
Animal
an old
cruelty? What the
This
fuck
is
is wrong
this is
with
an
you?
old fable. Have you not heard of the monkey's paw?
No.
Google it. I didn't make it up. Like this is a real thing. But the point is that you get your wishes, but the problem is that they always come true in kind of a like a very literal sort of way. So if you're not specific enough, the wishes screw you. So it's kind of like how a genie would screw you over, but it's
So
monkey's paw.
bedazzled.
Yes, think bedazzled. Yeah,
There
there
we
you go. But
Let's
monkeys.
let's leave out the old fables
For
of
God's sake,
1840 BC.
am I the only one with a history minor in this group?
Yes.
Yes.
I like how that's the only time I get to name drop the fact that I got a history minor. And I got it by accident, so it's not like I tried for that one. Anyway,
Sure.
point is that yeah, it means that you unintentional consequences. You have to be very specific on the wording. So that's why I said
Okay, well,
you would
now
win
that you
every single fight you win.
Now that you put it that way, no, I don't want to hit the button. I was thinking like I'm gonna win
Too late.
because
You
they
pressed
would
it three
see.
times.
All right, I did. Okay,
If you
I
only
win.
pressed it once, you could have got away with it, but you had it 3 times. Number 17. Would you rather have all the same friends as your significant other or all the same interests?
Can I abstain?
No, you have to choose one or the other. You have to have all the same interests as your significant other or all the same friends.
I hands down, no second thought, same interests.
Yeah, it ended up having to be same interest out of those two wretched ideas.
Oh my God. Really? What about you, Bert?
Friends.
See, I would say friends as well. I'd rather like them want to hang out with my friends, and then that way it's like
Whoa! Who
I-
said it
I
was going to
have-
be your friends? You just
I-
said the same friends.
yeah, the same friends. And
Yeah.
so like
The
so
same friends, not your. She has your friends, or he has your friends.
I
It
actually
is-
have a reason against that, regardless of whose friends they are.
Okay.
okay, let's hear it.
My reasoning is that I've made the mistake of introducing people to all of my friends, and then those friends became essentially their only friends. And then when the relationship went south, I lost friends. So fuck that.
Okay.
That's half the thought process for me
I
as
didn't even
well.
think about that.
But the other part
I
is
didn't
for
either.
both of them, you end up doing like everything with that person, and I am not the type of person that can sit there and do everything with one person. I would murder someone.
Well, one of my interests is being alone, so I'm assuming that would be theirs too, so that wouldn't be the problem.
Yeah, I'm a very independent person, and I can be, at least when I'm at home. So I could, like, my wife can be in the other room. I can do my own thing. We have different interests, and so I'd rather have same friends when we hang out together.
Yeah, see, I agree with Burke on that exact sentiment. That's why I would do that.
See, to me, having different interests and different friends are both times for me to kind of like recharge that relationship battery where I'm like, okay, I don't feel like killing her today. I'm going to go off and do something else, do my own thing, kind of like I said, recharge and then, come back and do something else.
Craig wants to make sure that if you guys have the exact same interests, then you both can listen to Phil Collins on loud. Going All right. Number 18. What is the funniest pickup line you have ever heard or been given? Funniest pickup lines.
God.
I've never had a pickup line used on me, so that's immediately out of there.
That's fine. Or just funniest one you've ever heard.
Okay, the best one that I've seen, and I just saw it recently, so that might be why it's the best one in my head right now. I saw one, and you guys are going to giggle about where this came from, but it's someone had taken screenshots. They were the recipient of some direct messages on Twitter, and the person sent a lamp, and then they sent a chair, and they sent some other piece of furniture. And somebody was like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, I'm moving in. I'm sliding right into your DMs or whatever it was." And it was extremely clever. And I do not do it justice because I don't remember the whole thing, but it made me giggle.
Okay. Burke?
So I don't know. So I'm Googling stuff. So I'm finding the best one I can think of.
What? Okay.
Did you fart because you blew me away?
Nice. Classic.
There you go.
Michelle?
I've never really heard any, so I can't answer this unless I were to also Google.
Okay. My favorite one that I've ever heard is, "Girl, so you must be a fossil because I'm an impatient paleontologist and I want to date you badly."
God.
That's the funniest
Wow.
one I've ever heard. "You must be a fossil because I'm an impatient paleontologist who wants to date you badly." I'm sorry. It was really funny to me.
I'm just refraining from reading all these funny ones I have up on my screen right now.
Well, it's we'll give Michelle a second. Did you have one, or did you want Burke to read one?
No, Craig's Twitter story actually reminded me of, I think I actually still follow this Twitter too. And it's, "Are you a beaver?" And the only tweet it has is, "'Cause damn."
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is beautiful.
I love that.
That's good.
I love that.
And I think that came from the stream somehow, but I don't remember how that came about. But I'm pretty sure a streamer made that, and I remember it being the funniest thing. And his Twitter story just reminded me that I still follow that Twitter.
Oh, that's great. We'll move on to number 19 though. It's number 19. Imagine you're single and you're building an online profile. Would you rather have a perfect profile picture of yourself with a weak description or a bad profile picture with a great description?
A great profile picture with a weak description.
I don't give a shit. Let's go.
You're single and ready to mingle in this scenario though, Burke.
Shitty profile picture.
No reason, just because. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a reason, but we're just
What was your reasoning?
because I feel like most people are going to pay attention to the picture first and then read it. And then I would be able to show them the traits that I would have described. I think the picture gets you more of an in initially than the words would on a mass scale.
I'm not as vain as Craig. People will see my heart in what I say. I may have had too much scotch, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just love how Burke's like, "My heart will go on." He just starts singing Titanic over here. Oh, I love it. Okay, Michelle?
These questions are getting really these are attacking my insecurities. I don't think I can answer. I don't think I can answer this without.
This is a fictional world where it's really just A or B. It's not. This is not to be attacking. I swear.
I'm not saying you're being mean. I'm just saying when I'm thinking these answers, I'm thinking of my real life insecurities, even though it is a fictional.
I'm with you.
I'm gonna go with the bad picture.
I would go with a good picture, just because I'm vain like Craig, and I think I think that when somebody's scrolling through a dating profile, they're just looking at pictures before they even bother to click on it. So, if the picture is good enough, it'll pause and give them a chance to message me, and then I'm like, oh, now I can talk and hopefully talk myself out of a bad. Description.
That's kind of where I was at. I feel like even if you have a great description, there's going to be a lot of people that even if they read it and they go, "Oh, that is a perfect person," then they look at the picture and it's not a good picture, they'll go, "Oh, well,
Unless in their description they're like, "I'm so random," and you're like,
but basically that's what our description is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Our description is going to be that. Like, oh no.
Well, my description
But
in real life is going to be a shitty picture and I'm so random. I mean, that's how I am in real life.
Just
so.
the entirety of your profile is just it's you with one eye closed, just kind of slouched over a desk,
And
it's
my
like,
description is "What's up."
What's up? I'm random. All right, number 20, last one on the list here. Lastly, and this one's really more of just kind of a general thing for everybody. Lastly, relationships can be wonderful, they can be difficult, they can be great, messy, and everything in between. So, what is the one piece of advice that you would give others about dating and relationships? If you just give one little the bullet point, what one piece of advice, what would it be?
The thing that I've learned throughout my life is that you cannot be the person that they want. You just have to be the person that you are and hope that it's what they want.
That's good.
That was always my great mistake when I was growing up.
That's actually a really good one. Holy crap. That was that was actually surprisingly deep.
Wow.
You know what? Let's invite him back to the podcast, guys.
Okay, all right.
All
I was
right.
actually, and this has absolutely nothing to do with Craig. I immediately went to Robin Williams in Aladdin and Be Yourself.
Hey.
I literally went there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Be yourself. God dang it. No, I got that in my head all night. Damn you, Burke. Be yourself. He does that. God dang it.
I guess mine would be like a different spin. Based on
always lie.
things that I would change, I guess. And the one piece of advice that I would give is I don't know how to put this. Don't be afraid to end things if it's not working, because it's worse if you don't.
That is also wildly good
Because
advice.
everybody always wants to stick around and
Let's make it work.
And I mean,
Wow.
yes, you can to a small extent, but if it's becoming a huge problem, you're gonna make yourself miserable if you keep fighting a losing fight.
Square peg round hole and you're trying to make it work. That's really good advice, Michelle. That's really good. So yeah, both that's kind of all good advice going around, and now it's to me, and I feel like I don't have a really good one for this. I wrote it, I didn't take time to think about these. My favorite romantic movie of all time has to be essentially, or it has to be, what is it called? Bedazzled, actually, which I consider to be a romantic movie. I know it's a comedy, but I consider it to be a romantic movie as well. It's what you were saying before, as you have to essentially be yourself and trust that if it's not meant to be, and you can't be yourself in the relationship, there's something clearly inherently wrong there. And that's what it comes down to. So yeah. But, going off that, guys, we've spent a lot of time talking about each other and our own personal beliefs and all these, kind of silly topics. But what I want to know is which one of you can love me the most.
And I did very scientific research on this.
Thank God, Michelle.
Yes.
So we are actually going to all find out how compatible we are with each other.
Woo! Burke and Brian, super cops.
Yes.
we drive around with the windows down, listening to Phil Collins on our way to our yacht.
So I'm actually going to start with the quiz that I sent you all the questions to. You may or may not have guessed. You all did get the same questions because that was, a personality compatibility quiz. Okay, so basically what it is whatever answer you gave fit into type 1, 2, or 3, or 4 for the personality, and whatever category you had the most points in is what type you were. And then it was okay, this type with this type makes this scenario, is basically how it is. Via the quiz, I ended up as a type 2. Craig and Burke both are type 3, and Brian is type 4.
Whoa. So wait, hold on. Repeat that one more time. Is just so I understand who's Burke and Craig are type 3,
Mhm.
Yes,
right?
I'm a type 2, and you're type
2.
4.
Okay.
I don't know what the types signify. That's just kind of how this quiz classified it.
So
Okay.
Craig and I are perfect for each other.
Oh,
Are we? are we perfect for each other, or two different types perfect for each other?
Stick around to find out.
Ooh.
Oh, clickbait.
Clickbait.
All right, so the first thing I have here is, because I got the same results for Craig and Burke since they're the same type. So this was opposites attract, and these two are a good example. There's a natural attraction at work between type 2 and type 3. They actually admire their differences. Type 2 will love independence and analytical mind of type 3, and type 3 will love the warmth and loyalty of type 2. However, this has problem areas too. For example, type 3 doesn't confess their love very often, but for type 2 it is something essential. Type 2 may decide that connection is lost and start overreacting, and type 3 dislikes drama, so then they become more unavailable.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now, and this is, just so I understand, this is type 2 and 3, right?
Correct.
So in other words,
So this was my
the-
results versus Craig and Burke's results, because they had the same.
Gotcha.
So Burke and I have to duel to the death for your hand.
Yeah, but like
I
you
don't
won't
know.
because you don't like drama.
She's like, yeah, but you won't. That's
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
All right, and then so Brian was the different type. So our thing here is where there is no initial attraction here, type 2 and type 4 still get involved with each other, and what happens is the relationship is very stable. Both look for a lasting relationship, both have great social skills, both are loyal. Type 2 and type 4 are particularly effective as parents and raise happy children.
Yeah. Woo! You know what? I'm okay with that. That painted me in a light that I'm actually a good caretaker. I'm all right with this.
So then there's Brian versus both Craig and Burke again. So the type
Let the
3
battle
versus the
begin.
type 4. Type 3 and type 4 typically dislike each other
Bastard kidnapped
because
me.
they have very different approaches to life and different priorities. However, they may still have a relationship due to circumstance, or maybe because the timing is just right. While they are very different,
Okay.
while they are very different, they share one thing in common. Both want
Halo.
to maintain
Oh.
a stable family life. If they learn to respect their differences, things may work out.
I want to see, because now we know what Brian, has a slow attraction to 2, has an aversion to 3, basically. So I'm wanting to see what number 1 would say for Brian.
Yeah.
So 4-1.
These two could not be more different, and still they end up together quite often. Strangely enough, this seemingly unlikely union of impulse and adventurous type 1 and calm and cautious type 4 work just fine. Their differences
See, I
can
told
compensate
you!
for each other, which makes
You
for a
pretty much
very
did say that
balanced and
earlier.
effective couple. Problems may arise because of their different attitudes towards money. Type 1 is a fun-loving spender, while type 4 is a saver. Type
my
4 may
word.
regard...
Did you take a quiz from God?
No. Type 4 may regard his or her partner as irresponsible, while type 1 may start seeing type 4 as a ball and chain.
Wow. I'm not okay.
This is
Look,
ridiculous.
guys.
And type 4 is actually least compatible with its own type. Oh, sorry, most compatible. I can't read. Oh my god.
Oh, most compatible. Okay. I got
Yes.
2 shots then. All right. So in other words,
So you need to marry
basically,
yourself.
I either have to marry myself or an adventurous sort, but that's the only two that are going to be guaranteed right off
But
the
it's
bat.
got to be an adventurous sort who doesn't spend money.
Well, no. It just means that we're going to battle it out over money. It doesn't mean necessarily, but yeah, I got what you're saying there. Interesting. Wow. I guess I've learned a lot.
So this was from a psychology website. So this was kind of like sort of involved.
As involved as a 10-question online quiz can
Yeah,
be.
pretty much.
But yes, it was. That was fast. That was fascinating.
Now for Craig and Burke's union, savvy and analytical type 3 looks for an intelligent partner, someone who they could talk to about their work and interests, someone who can appreciate what they're doing. Type 3 plus type 3 union satisfies this need, and they practically thrill each other.
Oh God.
The problems may arise due to their natural competitiveness when they begin to compete with each other. Another issue is that they both tend to get absorbed by work, leaving little time for each other.
Well, you know, we just we look at the little and we're like, no, we gotta work, miss. Go. Michelle, what if you dated yourself?
I was about to say Michelle's the only one that's left on that. Yeah.
A type 2 with a type 2.
Yeah.
Romantic, irrational, and imaginative type 2 looks for ideal mate, and if two people belonging to this type form a union, they will make sure to fulfill each other's dreams. On the negative side of things, type 2 people tend to avoid conflict, leaving many issues unresolved. Instead of confronting their partners and trying to resolve the problem, they will keep ruminating or gossiping about their spouses behind their backs.
Ooh. So in other words, instead of going face to face, they kind of just dance around it, and then it ends up kind of going behind the backs.
Apparently.
Yeah. That's actually pretty crazy. Now that I think about it, that sounds scarier than any of them, to be honest.
I gotta be honest. I really was hoping, not for your life, Brian, but for the sake of the joke, that it was like, oh, and a type 4 cannot date a type 4 because this just completely would not work. That would have been so much funnier.
Type 4 is doomed to die alone. It just goes on. It goes on from there. It's like, these are the loneliest, saddest of all of them. Think Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Sick self-burn.
Sick self-burn.
Oh, God.
At that point, Brian, you know what life would just be yelling at you, right?
What's that, Craig?
Type 4 got dunked on!
I can feel it in the air now, oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life, oh Lord.
Join us next week as we talk about everything comics, and Craig puts the group through an interesting quiz. Follow us on Twitter at GetDunkedOnPod and find us on Facebook by searching Get Dunked On, the podcast.